What is so ancient only an internet veteran can remember? Signing up for a new email address and the username not already being taken. Glorious times. When we used to risk getting viruses just to get cool cursors. People still do that. All links were underlined. Not being able to play Flash games until the Flash player had been updated. Rest in peace, Flash player. You will be missed. Having to physically carry your computer around to a friend's house if you wanted to play multiplayer. Having to be invited to Gmail. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ask EmKay. My name is Mason. We got a lot of posts to get through, so let's get going. You suddenly travel back 100,000 years to a cave that will eventually be discovered by archaeologists. What do you write on the wall to mess with them? A model of our solar system with an arrow pointing to Pluto saying, the key. Draw a picture of Earth from space. Find the exact person who will discover said cave, figure out their address, write their address with a specific date, watch them freak out all day. Pretty sure they'll freak out for the rest of their life. Congratulations, you have found the second clue. To find the third and final clue, go back to the first clue and read it backwards. A URL that leads to this post. Holy 1 minus 1 equals 0. Fair enough. There isn't much time. I have to tell you about we're expecting self-driving mammoths by next year. Elon Tusk. Which cheap and mass-produced item is stupendously well-engineered? Matches. True. Ball bearings. Very true. Not exactly cheap, but I'm impressed that I can have a ceiling fan run on high for 15 years straight and not have it explode on me. Toilets. They use nothing more than the gravity to reliably flush. Doesn't use power at all. The aluminum beverage can. Batteries are marvels of engineering packed tightly into a minuscule canister. Even AA batteries are incredibly sophisticated internally. Screws. Can you imagine what would happen if all the screws suddenly disappeared from the world? Everything would fall apart. I get it. What is the most interesting statistic that you know? 2/3 of the Australian population will develop skin cancer at some point in their lives. Jesus. The most aggressive drivers on the road are females in their 20s. Source. AAA Actuary. There are more than 7,000 islands in the Philippines. Gary Newman is 13 days older than Gary Oldman. The risk of a heart attack is about 20% greater on Mondays for adult men and 15% greater for adult women. Good thing it's Wednesday when I'm recording this. 20% of the mammal species on our planet are different types of bats. There's about 5,000 species of mammals and about 1,000 of them are varieties of our little winged buddies. The average age of retirement in the US is 62. 53% of retirements are not voluntary. What currently legal thing do you expect to be illegal in the next 20 years? Data privacy violations. Hopefully, child marriage. Not with all these Republicans in office. Hopefully these family vlog channels on YouTube. Subscription services for certain product features. It's ridiculous that one requires a subscription service to use the key fob for his or her car. Telemarketing. God, please ban telemarketing. I hope that in the next 20 years, a woman raping a man is classed as rape under UK law, because currently it isn't. What? Are you freaking kidding me? I had no idea. That's awful. With the 2020s going down in history as the roaring what the f***s? What event wouldn't surprise you if it were to happen now? Jesus Christ actually comes back, miracles and all. Conservatives turn on him for being too liberal, then reinstate crucifixions. I wouldn't be surprised. The Hunger Games become reality. Pigs flying. We already put a genetically modified pig heart into a person, still got 8 more years. Influencers going in Ukraine to film themselves on the battlefield. I don't know why, but I see it coming. Land sharks. I don't think that's how evolution works. Aliens apologizing for throwing rocks at Earth. Yeah, I mean, hey, you never know. Your toilet is now sentient. Would you prefer it to passionately, exuberantly crave your excrement or deeply resent and despise you for what you do to it? Why? What kind of question is this? I think I'll just use the sink. I'm happy when people love their job. I imagine my toilet passive-aggressively judging and telling me it's not mad, just disappointed. I'd rather it be consensual. Passion. I want to hear words of encouragement. I don't care if it's my toilet that's gotta do it. I'd like it if it had a comprehensive rating system and scored me on a variety of points. Aroma, 7 out of 10. Consistency, 8 out of 10. Girth, 4 out of 10. Volume, 6 out of 10. This is not what I wanted to read while sitting on the toilet. What's a sign of extremely low intelligence? Having the username says Mason on all social media platforms, except Twitter. Making strong opinions on topics you don't understand. Having your hand be bigger than your face. My hand is not bigger than my face. It's close, but it's not. I got a big head. Never changing opinions even after proven wrong. Talking louder or over somebody to win an argument. My report card. Sag. Not switching on your turn signals. What job allows no f***ups? I learned by trial and error. The worst parachute rigger ever. The person who checks the safety harness on a bungee jump. Anything involving space travel or being aboard an active duty submarine. screen. Bomb squad expert. Air traffic control. At one point, if I recall correctly, it was ranked the most stressful job in the world based on number of decisions per minute. You're responsible for a lot of lives. People who climb and repair those radio towers. My brother fell off one of the towers while working on it. His harness luckily caught him, and they got him down, and he was immediately fired. What is your number one obscure animal fact? I am so excited for this one. The duck-billed platypus has no nipples to feed their offspring. Instead, milk oozes from the skin. I actually knew that one. Rabbits don't have pads on their paws, only fur. So if you see a cartoon rabbit with pads on its paw, completely wrong. Vultures urinate on their legs and feet to cool off on hot days, a process called urohydrosis. Their urine also helps kill any bacteria or parasites they've picked up from walking through carcasses or perching on dead animals. Penguins have a gland above their eye that converts salt water into fresh water. That's crazy, actually. Butterflies will drink blood given the option. Roosters deafen themselves temporarily every time they crow, so that they don't damage their own hearing. Sloths are literally too lazy to go looking for a mate, so a female sloth will often sit in a tree and scream until a male hears her and decides to mate with her. Turkey vultures projectile vomit as a means of defense. What hasn't changed in the past 1,000 years? Bricklaying. The materials and techniques are remarkably static over the centuries. Even in Rome, they had yo mama jokes scribbled on the walls, as well as stuff like Aranicus has a fat arse. Gives me some comfort to know that humans don't change that much. Paintbrushes. The best we can still do is a clump of animal hair tied to a stick. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Itching the shape of the wheel. Wealth lessening criminal charges, if not ridding them entirely. What is something most people need to hear, but no one has the guts to tell people? I hope I don't relate to any of these. Some people aren't fit to be parents. That's very true. Sometimes it is you and not them. Just because someone is smiling does not mean that they're happy. Smiling is also a sign of nervousness or discomfort. A baby will not save your failing relationship. Who you are is not who you are doomed to be. You should take a shower. What is the dumbest way you've injured yourself? Dislocated my left knee while trying to untie my shoes. Wanted to get a pizza out of the oven. Put one glove on and grab the baking tray with the other hand. Dummy. I was running once and broke my pelvis. Didn't fall or crash into anything. Pelvis just broke. How? Pelvis just broke. When I was 10, we had one of those handheld fireworks that shoots in intervals. Mine stopped after 3 shots, so I looked into the hole to see if there were any more in there. There were. Went to pull something out and my grip slipped and basically punched myself in the face. Stuck my finger between the blades of scissors and tried to see if I could pull my finger out fast enough. I couldn't. Lol. When I was 16, I tried to be cool by jumping into my mom's car through the open window. I hit my head on the frame and got a concussion. Fell asleep on the toilet, fell off and sprained my hand. People who stop in the middle of staircases, doorways, and thoroughfares. Why? I would imagine the kind of person who does that regularly might also be the kind of person who wouldn't be able to recognize that you're describing them. The only time people move fast is when getting on the bus or train. You know, when you're still trying to get off. I'd especially like to ask that of people who stop dead after stepping off top of a busy escalator. Like, where do you expect people behind you on a literal conveyor belt to go? I habitually move out of the way if I need to stop and think. This is due to years of my mother blocking the elevator and escalators exits to get her bearings. Her reason is that she never once considered that other people might still be in motion behind her. Buffering, waiting for the next landscape to load. They have a lack of situational awareness. What should be free? Healthcare. Birth certificates. Didn't know that they weren't free. ID cards issued by the government, especially since you need them for almost every aspect of daily living. Scientific information. Agreed. Dobby. Medicine that people need to live, because people shouldn't be charged for something needed to survive just because people want a big check. Clothes. It shouldn't be illegal to be naked if clothes aren't free. Glasses. I didn't ask to be blind. What is a popular tourist destination that you have no interest in visiting? Dubai. Why and what's special about it? It's a modern city in a desert. The pyramids. Too many horror stories of Egypt. Some of my work meetings are in LA and driving down Hollywood Boulevard is terrible. Mount Rushmore. Who cares about Mount Rushmore? Oh my god, I hate Mount Rushmore so much. It's horrible. Friends who've made the journey to Mount Rushmore mostly say it was no big deal and not worth the effort or expense to travel there. Bali. It's one of the main places Australians go to on holiday, but I have absolutely no interest. Venice. They've got plenty of tourists. If I want European-style buildings and canals, I can just go to Amsterdam. At least they aren't sinking under the weight of big boat tourism. What's a cringy habit you can't stand? People who talk about your private business to others. Vague booking. When someone posts that they're so upset, distressed, offended, but won't refer to what exactly caused it. Playing music on a phone without using earphone in public. Adults who shamelessly brag about themselves like they're 12-year-olds on the playground. Public fingernail clipping in a coffee shop of all places. People who make up excuses with zodiac signs for their behavior. I can't help it. I'm a Cancer. I'm a Gemini. Oh, Mercury's in Gatorade. It's not my fault. Yes, you can. You can help it. You just choose to not take accountability for your actions. Chewing with mouth open, especially loud food. Filming yourself helping a homeless person and then posting it. What is a name you shouldn't name your kid today? Gaylord probably isn't very popular nowadays. Knew a girl named Isis. It was a rough time. I knew a girl named Isis in high school. Alexa. Not you. Stop it. Precious. Karen. Adolf. Fanny? Who the hell? No, I've never heard of a single person named Fanny, ever. Mustard? I mean, there's the guy from Pokemon, but that's not even real. What is not attractive as people think? Photos edited past the point of recognition. The suntan, usually fake, that makes people look like oranges. Being popular on social media. I don't think being popular on social media is attractive. To me, I think it's just an ego boost. Big, injected lips. Playing dumb to get attention. Fucking drives me nuts. Men's TikTok thirst traps. Posting everything, and I mean everything, on social media. Burgers from fast food restaurants. They look much better in the ads. You've been granted the power to bless people with minor conveniences. How do you make their lives slightly better? You'll always remember why you walked into a room or where you last put the item you need. May your cell phone always have enough charge when you need it. Your keys, wallet, and phone are always where you expect them to be. Their butter is always at perfect consistency for being spread. Clean wipe every time you poop. Odorless, silent farts that always get rid of your stomach aches. Oh, please, I wish. Clothing you purchase always fits perfectly. People will naturally move out of your way in grocery aisles instead of the opposite. What things are said to be dangerous but are actually safe? Heavy turbulence on airplanes. Using your phone to show your parents something. There's nothing malicious on there, yet it still makes me nervous. Tarantulas. Don't care. Get them out of my sight. Eating food after the best before date. Eating seeds of watermelons or apples. Would take literal pounds of them to kill you. Swallowing gum. Drawing on yourself with a marker or pen. Growing up, every other kid would claim ink poisoning will kill you. What's something random you miss about pre-COVID times? I miss spontaneity? Oh god. Spontaneity. Everything now seems to have a barrier of difficulty. Functioning global supply chains. The product you want got microchips in it? 9-month wait. Being able to grocery shop after 11 p.m. House prices. All day breakfast at McDonald's. Bring it back. I want my freaking sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle at 11 p.m. Make it happen. Rip snow and sick days. Oh, I'm so glad I graduated before online learning became a thing. The quality of drivers. I swear, people have forgotten how to drive. It's a fucking mess out there. What do you consider the biggest threat to humanity? Our tendency and potential to weaponize anything. Humans. My neighbor David. Yeah, you, David. Rabies, if it manages to evolve enough, become airborne. I hope not. People relying on social media as a source of news. Climate change. What seemingly normal activity would look suspicious done at 3 a.m.? Playing Pokemon Go. Moving rugs into a van. Sunbathing. Sunbathing. Wrong time, buddy. Cleaning the windows of the girl's dorm. Digging a deep hole in the ground. That one time Bart flew a kite at night, there was something unwholesome about it. Getting a knock on the door. If it's that late, it's never for good. Mowing the lawn. I feel like mowing the lawn at night be fun. Oh, no, at 3 a.m.? Never mind. That would wake everybody up. I'm not that guy. I promise. What is the most creative insult you've been told that you couldn't even get mad at? My stepsister can be kind of an airhead. On Christmas one year, her dad gave her something that required her to set the day and time. She asked him what day it was. Her dad just laughed and said, "Oh, honey, you could hide your own Easter eggs." Overheard, "I might be fat, but you look like something God drew with his left hand." My mom shouted at my brother in the kitchen to go get his laundry because it was sitting in the dryer getting wrinkled, and he replied without hesitation, "Well, you're sitting on the couch getting wrinkled." It did not go well. I would imagine not. During heavy fog, I was driving extra cautiously. My passenger looked at me and said, "There's a funeral home out there somewhere looking for you to be their hearse driver." I don't know why, but my friend called me a dense liquid once, and it was hilarious to me. When I was 14, I had really bad acne. Some guy said to me, your face looks like a bucket of smashed crabs." I couldn't help but laugh. I've never heard it before or since that day. I asked a bartender what's cheap and has a lot of alcohol in it, and he said, "You." You dance like a Phineas and Ferb character. I think about that one at least once a day. What's a suspicion you currently hold but can't prove right now? One of the upstairs neighbors is throwing dog out of their window at night. Ew? Gross? That my English teacher didn't read essays and based grades on how we were in class. I'm pretty sure my mother is moderating some kind of nutjob conspiracy theory website. She keeps dropping hints. I refuse to ask though. The less I know, the better. Those chickens are up to something. My high school, possibly my school district, was a safe haven for pedophiles. Gross. Some people are luckier than others. Luck is an actual thing. Boris Johnson is 12 raccoons in a badly fitting suit. Serious. What's a scary science fact public knows nothing about? When you get killed by army ants, it's not the bite that kills you, it's invasion of the lungs. 50% of insects have disappeared since 1970. Insect population is down 27% in the last 30 years, declining between 1 and 4% each year depending on the genus. Bananas could be gone within a year. We only grow one type of banana tree. If a specific infection occurs that kills that kind of tree, it would spread like wildfire and we would have no alternative. Apparently this already happened now so long ago. The world is literally running out of sand that is usable to manufacture concrete. Most of the world's sand is in deserts, but usable sand only comes from riverbed, shores, and lake bed. People are being murdered over sand right now. Oleander is one of the most poisonous plants in the world. It's a very popular garden feature. If a kid accidentally eats some, some, it would not end well. 1 in 3 people will get cancer. Pretty Trauma can cause structural changes to your brain. PTSD is literally an injury. When doing an autopsy, they don't put the organs back where they belong. They're all stored in the belly. Ew, ew, no. Oh my God, that's horrible. But that was the last one. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye.